Hello everyone, I hope you can all hear me okay. Please let me know in the comments. Let's have a little look who we've got in. Koyagi, Michael Kirby, Peter Martin, Cash Coy, The Borden Reefer, RC, Aero, Tech and Hobby, Twisted Koi, Size World of Koi, Andy. Let's see who else. Scrag, West Brom Koi, welcome. Ian Endres, welcome. Tony Brummy Koi, Scott Henderson, he's got a channel as well. He's got his pond, but he also's got a hawk. So go over and check out Scott Henderson's Koi and Hawks. It's a good little channel. RS 2000 Cosworth, Sescu's Reef and Pond, Chris's Koi, and yeah, I think that's pretty much everyone's in the comment now. Mark Childs, Mark won one of my giveaways. Did you get your prize okay, Mark? I never heard. 36 in, please smash that like if you haven't already. It means a lot. Got a couple of bits I want to talk about. Not on heavy, not on major. Had quite a boring week apart from this morning, but a few people on the WhatsApp group know what I'm talking about. I had a bit of an accident with a fire. But everything's okay. Everyone's okay. Fish are safe. So yeah, not too bad. Not could have been avoided, but it wasn't. So it's okay anyway. But yeah, apart from that, I haven't really had any crazy going on this week. Not a lot really anyway. So 41 in, guys. So the Liverpool Koi Club. It's a Facebook group. Gang of people in Liverpool area. You don't necessarily got to be from Liverpool, but within that area, ideally, unless you want to travel, I suppose. They meet up and they go pond to pond, and this year I'm going to have a lot to do with them, and we're going to be going to see everyone's pond and vlog them and whatever. And I've spoken to the people who run the group, and they're really nice people. So Liverpool Koi Group on Facebook, go and check them out. They used to have over 50 odd members, and over the years people have dropped off, so there's not a lot of them now. It's quite a small group, but I know there's a lot of people in here from Liverpool and on the channel from Liverpool or around that area that I've been speaking to more and more lately. So if you are in the area or you want to travel, join the group, get involved. As I said, I'll be going to a lot of these ponds this year, so it'd be nice to see some of you there. So the other day we visited, sorry, got me a little bit of paper, so I know what I'm up to. We visited Just Fins. Jack, the Borden Reefer, he told me to go and see them. He said it's like a really nice shop, and to be honestly, it is. Wasn't a whole lot of koi, and I don't think it's something that they overly get involved with. The koi, they have got a couple of vats at the back. If you watch the video, you'll see. But just as a nice, clean shop, and really nice staff. The me and my mate went to give us Just Fins and then Just Scales on the back mug, which was really nice of them to give us a couple of pens, and we had a cup of tea and a chat with them for about an hour or so, and just absolutely really nice people, great shop. So yeah, go and check that out. I think it's classed as by Crew, not too far from Jack anyway. So who else have we got in? Dino, nice to have you here, mate. Cascade Koi as well. I've also I visited them last week or 2 weeks ago now. I think maybe the video went out. They contacted me as well to say they've had a full restock on Koi if I want to come back down. So I will be going back to Cascade. But as I said, a few of you said it was your local Koi dealer and you've been going there for years or so, etc. So they're fully restocked as well. I just thought I passed the message on. Do you know what I mean? Nice to be nice. Telford Koi, nice to have you in, mate. So the merch as well. I'm just trying to reel off these little bits of topics that I've just been wanting to speak about. So I've got, I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera. This is the black on black My Boys Koi hoodie. Then I've got the green hoodies with the black writing, and I've got the black hoodies with the gold writing. So I've had a couple of these caps made. I don't wear caps. I've got a fat head and they don't look right. But I've had a couple of these caps made to see if what people think of them. That's the gold on the black. and I'm going to do the green and do black on black and stuff like that. I'll only sell stuff that I'd wear myself. Do you know what I mean? I say I don't wear caps because of my head, but if I wouldn't wear the style, then I just wouldn't sell it. Do you know what I mean? I like, it's just one thing I do want to make sure to stick to. And the only thing I'm going to be doing with the money is putting it back into giveaways. So every t-shirt, hoodie, mug, or whatever, cap, whatever I end up selling, all the money's going to go back to use. I love doing the giveaways, and I want that to be a part of my channel. But obviously, some of these prizes are costing hundreds. One of them over a couple of grand. So obviously that can't continue just off me. So the idea is the channel is going to generate its own little bit of money, which will be through the merch and through the ad revenue once I get monetized, and any other little ideas I come up with. Obviously, I will be selling koi soon. Hopefully, I'll get me pet shop license. This year I'll be selling fish to the public. Not going to be a big setup like Jack. Like, you know, Jack got a lot of admiration for what he's doing at that farm, but that's not my idea of fun, to be in that mud and all that work every day. So I'm going to have a lot smaller setup, maybe 10 vats, and it's just going to be nice and manageable for me. And, you know, never know, it might grow, but I've got no intention of taking on a massive venture, to be honest. But I do want to take it on. Anyway, getting back to these caps, I've got two that I'm going to give one to my brother and one to my mate because they both asked. And then I've got two more to give away. So I don't know, I'm going to do something throughout the live to give the two caps away. I don't know, you might not want them, but it'll give me a good invitation before I start buying them to sell on. Danny, there's loads of blue spanners here. So what's everyone else been up to? How have your weeks gone? What's going on with your ponds? Let's get a bit of conversation going on. Right, okay, so a lot of you might be subscribed, but it is something that I just wanted to bring up as well. As I said, when I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away a drum filter. No one's ever given away a prize that big, as far as I know, in the koi world, for free. But I'm not trying to sell tickets, none of that. I'm giving it away for free. Last week we gave a Tempest away to a new subscriber. Then this week we're giving away the All Pond Solutions auto feeder. Retail is $89.99. I've got two of them, one at here and one at the lake. The old 6 kilo of food. There's 10 settings up to 20 seconds per setting. I believe that's be right. So you can pump out a lot of food. I think we were easily pumping out 2 kilo a day, which obviously most people aren't going to be doing that. But it was keeping up with it, and we wasn't having to refill it every day. So a normal pond, the amount of food you'd be putting in a few 100 grams, you should only have to fill it up maybe once every week or two. So it's a great little prize anyway. I really liked it. Again, I won't sell anything that I wouldn't use or wear or whatever. So this is the thing. I use these for auto feeders. I prefer them. Not that I've got a lot to go off, to be honest, but I do really like it. And for the price compared to like the JBL ones, which I had every intention of buying, but I think they're like 700 quid, and I just can't justify it when that works perfectly well for me. And a lot of people ask about auto feeders on other people's lives and stuff like that. The All Pond Solutions, £90. It does the job, really does do the job. I know people can be a bit picky about how much food goes in at a time, as in they want up to seconds with tiny amounts of food gradually going in. But as long you can sort of control how much food goes in overall to a degree, you're not going to get it down to like the point of a gram, but you can give it, you know, a good rough estimation on how much food's going in the water. Which, as I said, I think that's a decent thing. It works and it's cheap. There should be a dance off with me and Jack. I don't really know who'd want to see that, to be honest, mate. So the new journey as well. So a lot of stuff is going on in the background, and yeah, as I said, we're hoping that we've got somewhere lined up to go and set up the new pond business or the new koi business and set the ponds up. So that's still in the process now. So it might happen, it might not happen. Hopefully it happens. If it does, it'll be ideal. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a place where I can have probably 8 or 10 ponds, probably about 2,000 gallon, give or take, and I can run, that small but manageable koi business on my own. And that's the intention. So very soon, all the merch and any other bits and bobs that I decide to sell will be going on to my dog shop website, which is dabdogs, dabdogs.co.uk. It's just been overhauled, so the website's been completely done by a marketing team. So it needs restocking and stuff like that needs to happen. So that's something that we're working on now. It's only just been done. And yeah, it's my boys koi page will be on that business's website. So you'll be, there's a lot of dog stuff on there. Know a lot of you are dog owners. Definitely worth going and having a look. Yeah, I did see your shorts. Good editing, but yeah, I won't be having no done. So Big J's got subtitles on, mate. I couldn't understand the word he was saying. Black country. Why are you all from a black country? I reckon Dean would have a decent little dance off. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop, I know it's a bit early on, but I'm going to drop the link in to see if anyone wants to jump on. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to drop the link in. Sorry, guys, I was trying to read something. Someone messaged me. So the link's there if anyone wants to jump on for a little bit. Some people, I'm not going to keep people throwing on for hours though. So come on, have a bit of a chat and then jump off if you don't mind and let someone else come on. I find that when there's too many people on, it gets a little bit hard for everyone to get a chance to speak, and should keep it flowing, keep it nice. But yeah, so getting back to the 10 pond idea. So obviously with the ponds, my intention will be that most of the koi out of the lake will come there to be sold. So obviously I'll have my pet shop license, so that'll all be above board. And yeah, we'll quarantine the fish for the period. We'll test we'll scrape for everything, parasites and whatnot. We'll give them a good bit of time to see how they are out coming out the lake, and we're gonna go through them and pick out the best and the ones that are lower down and go through it. But this man has just bought a lot of fish, so let's see what he's got to say. Hello, mate.
Bloody hell, look at that, it worked. Is the mic working?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
I don't know where I'm looking like the camera on the computer.
Yeah, just look at the screen. I've just been saying you're a man who's just bought a lot of fish.
Bloody hell, mate, yeah. It wasn't the intention. I can assure you of that. Yeah, 77 there were in total. 75 now after those two. I hate it when they jump.
Yeah, you had 2 jumps this morning, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, and they were nice ones as well. Dino would have loved it. It was a nice Deutsch Sankey and Shisui. But yeah, it turned into a bit of a rescue mission, to be honest. There was a guy trying to set up a pet shop, and I've heard a few people, he was renting a house, had all his ponds and everything in there, and his landlord served notice, so he ended up shifting the lot.
See, I do get that, and it must be hard, but personally, I don't think that's an excuse, because I'd move Evan there and fish wouldn't be getting left. You know what I mean?
I agree. Oh, here he is now, Tatty Head. Yeah, they weren't in the best they weren't in the best conditions, but there's some absolute crackers. So we'll see how they come on. But I have everything has been PP'd to within an inch of its life. The whole garden, even the dogs.
Is it me or is Crashy fucking not talking there?
See, I can't understand you.
Kashi, I can hear Kashi, can't you?
Nah, it's dead crackly.
He sounds all right to me, mate. Can everyone else hear him okay?
Oh yeah, I can't see the. Oh, here we go. Let's have a look.
Someone please let me know if you can hear all 3 of us.
It must be next door's Wi-Fi I'm logged on to.
Not that Shisui. Vince, another one, a smaller toes. I know the other one's safe and sound, and it's an absolute cracker.
Scrag there. Funk me now. We definitely need subtitles. I watched Vince's video and Dave's video, Black Onesie Koi, and I couldn't hardly understand a word they were saying.
It's all right. It's all right, Scrag. I'll calm it down because I'm from the other side of the water, so
Yeah,
I can.
Cashy's on the dark side.
I can turn it off a little bit and help out if there's any translation needed. Although I think we're lost with Dino, to be honest with you. Did a sparrow just
Dino's just lost.
Dino?
He's just stroking his ear.
I saw the sparrow shoot up the left-hand side.
What?
What do you say, Dean?
I couldn't hear him. I don't know what it is, lad. I can't hear it.
Can everyone hear Cashy? Can you just write in the comments if you can hear Cashy? Because I can hear him perfectly clear.
Yeah, there's a few. Michael Kirby said it's all right. RS2000.
Yeah, come back in, Dean.
Or don't.
Yeah, so what have you got then, mate? What did you end up getting? I know there wasn't no koi, was there?
No. So there was an awful lot of koi. There's about 70 of them are koi. So there's a couple of common carp, a little mirror carp, and some goldfish. But one of the goldfish is 27 years old.
Crazy.
Massive, right big fat belly on it.
So what are you going to do with the commons and the mirrors and stuff?
I've got no idea, mate, to be honest with you. I've got no idea. They might just end up staying where they are, unless anybody particularly wants them.
Yeah.
To be honest, and also, sorry, mate, go on.
I said I know like a lot of people like the commons and mirrors and stuff. I do as well, but it's hard when you got them in a pond because you're just feeding fish that you can't see.
That's it. I don't like anything in the pond I can't see.
Yeah.
So the darker. I mean, the only real ones really are the shags. You know, I like a shag because they come up.
But I tend to go for the ones I like. The two that I've bought, one's like a chocolate colour gimlin, coppery colour, and one's white or like near enough white, like a creamy colour. So surely again for that purpose, you know, you end up with this huge fish. It's amazing, but you can only see it when it wants feeding. Yeah.
That's it. I don't want to. Having something in the pond you can't see is pointless for me, really. Yeah. But I do get it. It's
but you've got them now, haven't you? So just see if they get moved on, or
they'll just stay in there. But there will be a lot of there must be 30, 35 toes high, about 10 centimeters.
Did they give you any history on the fish, where they come from, or?
Yeah, so the bigger ones. So there's a big Kamonru and a big Pericini, and they're Israeli. Okay. So they're all right. Pericini's got a rub on her nose, which is all in treating, which will get sorted out this week. Like I said, they all had a PP bath. Every fish had a PP bath. Again, thanks to Vince, he helped me out over the weekend there with some advice, which was good. And I have to say, the lads on the WhatsApp group have been brilliant. The advice on there is superb. But they all had every single fish had a PP bath, and then they went into fresh water, and then aquaflavin, just to make sure. And then all the kit, everything's been pressure washed. The copy koi and the Easy Pod just got the pressure washer on it, blasted everything out, and then whacked a load of PP in. Because I got a load of PP with all the gear. There was so much gear that came with it. So everything went in and it smashed it. So they're all looking okay. There's no flicking or flashing or anything like that. So just a case of keeping an eye on things and letting them go. But the majority, there was only about 8 of them really out of the 77. There's only about 8 or 9 of them that have got any marks on them that are all treatable.
So what did you say they were in? A small vat in a garage, was it?
We had them all in. So you know the pond that I've got, the swimming pool. So 3 meter by 4 meter by 70 centimeters deep. All 77 fish were in one of those.
Jesus.
In
I'm surprised any of them alive. Surprised they haven't all gone belly up because.
Yeah, well, they were in a lock-up, no windows, no natural light. The lights
You said
were off.
the water was disgusting, didn't you?
The water was minging. I mean, I do feel a bit for the guy. I do, but at the end of the day, you know, you've got to look after livestock, haven't you? It's your responsibility.
So Jack's just messaged me and said, check your WhatsApp. So I looked and he said, I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't. It's a big tank, a massive fish tank. I think it's outside the house, but it looks like it's inside the house. And he's got mirrors and obviously the swim past the window so we can see it. But that's, if you can, yeah, great. I do like a mirror carp. I do really like it, the scales on a mirror.
I like them, but like I say, they're a bit. You can't see them from the because I like a pond with a window and done well. They look really smart, and I know loads of the guys have got them, and they are bang on. But I much prefer looking at them from the top. You know, I think they can look a bit. They can look a bit fat and a bit oddly shaped from the side.
Yeah, I think like you can. Some fish in a window are just unbelievable, just stunning.
Yeah.
But a fish that looks really good from above, but hasn't got a lot of side pattern or just not really to it body.
Yeah,
they look awful from the side. So I suppose it depends on what you've got. But did you see this before? It was on the Yoshihigoi Facebook page. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Are they red achievers? Is that what the actual finished red achiever looks like? Like a bronze? Oh, sorry, like bronze and white.
I would like to say Jack's your man for that. I mean, I can see the red achiever thing.
They are stunning fish. I don't know what they are.
They are absolutely stunning, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I know there's an argument whether or not they're Deutsch Kahaku or there's all people will give you all kinds of opinions on them. But I like the idea of them being red achievers.
I know the red achiever, that was the early stage of what Josh was trying to do, but I've got a feeling that they are more towards the end product.
Yeah,
I'm not sure though, to be honest.
They
Jack,
are
you about Jack? Are they what is the finished red achiever?
Are we saying it's not? It's a new line that they hand spawned. So do we know what they're called yet then, Jack? Have they got a name or?
See what he says back. But yeah, I would like to put one of them with an achiever. I think if you can get that coppery colour and that white lighter grey colour, that'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, I've got one here. I'll get a pic of it. I've got no idea what it is, but it's got a similar colour to like the Kogain achiever.
Yeah,
but not the big scales. It's like the sort of silvery with the bronze on the top.
Yeah,
it's a nice looking koi. I'm not experienced enough to place it in a category, but
yeah, I do love the variety in achiever, and the same with shower as well. Shower have got a big difference between them, what they can look like and stuff, colour wise. But achievers, like, there's so much variety in this. The whole Sorigoi achiever argument. It's like it's really hard to define everyone as an achiever.
I agree. I must admit I share your passion for achievers. I got one in the mix. I got off Jack on one of the auctions, and it's an absolute stunner. Must be about 15 cm now. They're banging on some growth in there because we've got the heat on, and the scalation on it is absolutely superb. I'm trying not to disturb them too much and fish them out or anything, but it's an absolute belter. There's some cracking fish coming out of there, but I do like an achiever.
Honestly, I think they stand out more. I'm not going to say more than every other fish, but they definitely stand out more for me. But while you're on that topic about nets, I am definitely one for advocating not netting your fish unnecessarily.
Yeah.
My fish go months before the net sees them. Do you know what I mean? I just don't like the whole.
I agree. I would rather not touch them if you don't have to. Obviously, you know, there's certain times where you do have to do it. The only thing with that is not noticing anything on the underside. You know, if you haven't got that's one of the benefits of having a window is you can actually see the side of the fish and the bottom of the fish if there's anything if there's anything untoward. And if you don't see them flicking or flashing, you know, you kind of take a chance, because sometimes they don't. Sometimes they'll just swim along quite merrily and look fine from above.
Yeah, they can be eating perfectly fine, and they could have this big horrible sore on the underside that you can't see, and they can just be being, you know, perfectly healthy fish, but they're not. They're literally suffering. So that it is one thing. And through summer, I've got to admit, I did check on them a lot more than I have over winter. I go out to them every day. I check on them every single day. Give them wheat germ above 8 degrees, not a lot, but I haven't netted any of them out. I just didn't want to stress them unnecessarily, especially the big ones. I just didn't want to stress them over this, you know, the really cold snaps and stuff we've had. So they'll probably be coming out for a measure up and stuff next month. Have you seen Vince's video? He's talking about putting growth on over winter.
I've not. No, do you know what? I've been absolutely manic, so I haven't caught up on any of the videos. I've seen them pop up. I've looked at a couple of the shorts, but I haven't had the time. So I'm away with work this week, so I've got a couple of nights at hotels. So I normally save them up and I'll watch them then. But
nice, But he was talking about his fish putting on growth over winter, or size over winter, and that big Deutsche female achiever I got from Jack, she's definitely put on some body over winter. And obviously she's probably out egg bound as well, not egg bound, but she's carrying eggs now ready for. But she's so wide on the belly. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's really a lot wider than she was. I'm not saying she's got a big shoulder.
And is that on food, or is that just?
No, that's just like they were heavily fed up until the weather dropped, and then that's just them literally, you know. I don't know how it works, to be totally honest. I assume it's just almost like sort of going hibernation. They take enough food, so they're okay over winter.
Yeah.
But if anyone does know about that, I'll quite hold that food and then put it on. It's not something I haven't thought about before, but if anyone knows, let us know. But if not, I'm going to go and do a bit of research tonight.
Yeah, be interesting. But I need to get some into these. So there's the Pericina and the Kimonaru are about 60 cm, and they need to put some body on. They're a bit thin. So
would they get fed? Would the ambient temperature in the lockup?
But they were about 13 degrees, something like that. It was sitting at. So I got them out. Obviously, left them. Just whacked a load of oxygen a load of air into them all, and left them to come to temperature about 7.5, 8 degrees. The water temperature in the outdoor ponds. So
it's one of them. You've got to do what you've got to do, haven't you? Like, if they're in the lockup and the water's nasty and there's overstocked, and it was only going to end one way if you didn't just get them out. And
yeah. But like I say, I lost. You know, they smashed them all, put them all in the PP, and about between 2.5 minutes and 4.5 minutes, they were in there for. Just obviously watched them to make sure they weren't struggling or anything like that, and as soon as they started showing any signs, I had them out, which is why it varied in time. But they all come out. They all went straight into fresh water to clean them off, and then into the pond, and then waited for a bit and added the acroflavine. And touch wood, no casualties from that at all. Good. They're all fine. They're all looking good. All looking spot on. So.
Yeah, I'd just say, if anything, keep some chloramine tea at hand, just in case you start to see any red marks appear, or But you sound like you're on it, mate. You sound like you've been giving it a good go.
A box of gear behind me with all kinds in it. Got Learnex Pro in there, Malasite Green, Cribs Alive, more PP, chloramine tea, sedative.
Nice. It's good to have it. I massively built my little kit up this year. It's surprising, like, someone goes, "Oh, you get some of that," or he's using that, so I'll buy some of that. And before long, I end up with all 10 different products.
Yeah.
And they're not cheap. It
No,
does start to add up.
They're not.
It definitely.
They're not cheap. They're not cheap when you've got 12,000 litres of water over 4 different ponds. It's ridiculous.
No. So when are you planning on your big pond? What's the plan with that? Is that going to get done this spring or summer?
No, unlikely to be done this year, really, to be honest with you. Like I say, it wasn't the intention to have these, so I didn't need it. I had my little one outside, which I'll finish off, and the pool inside for a grow-on tank. So that was meant to be for just toe-tie for growing them on.
Yeah.
And then obviously this happened, so I've ended up with one of them. But we've got the plans now for the extension. So just need to pay the architect, and then we'll get them submitted. But I was actually I was asked to apply through work for a job in Australia.
Wow.
So our daughter, we've only got one daughter. She lives in Melbourne. So we had to give that due consideration, and I had a couple of interviews for it. We're just waiting to create the position, but we've decided we're not going.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, big decision. Loads of wheres and why-fors and all the rest of it, but it's just, I think 10 years ago I'd have been gone. But,
yeah, and I say with your daughter living there, that's a hard decision to have to make, isn't it?
It is, but she's kind of starting her life and enjoying it, and they've been over there for 8 years, and it's great. But for us, our folks aren't getting any younger. We've still got our family here and stuff like that. So it's we'd be leaving an awful lot more to go to where, and we can go there on holiday and stuff like that. And
yeah, no, definitely, you were there not long ago. Me and Becky, even with obviously a lot less scale than that, but we were talking about moving down south, so we were like moving to Devon or somewhere. But even that being 4 or 5 hours away from like obviously mine and her parents and stuff, it's a hard thing to do, because with the best of intentions, you're not really going to be on the motorway every week, are you?
No. I've done it, mate. We've lived there. We moved to Bury St Edmunds for a bit, and you say to everybody, "Oh, you're going to come over and visit, or we'll get back," and stuff like that. And we were there for 2 years, and not that we didn't come anywhere. I think we had one visitor. So
yeah, that was my worry. But we found this massive farm in Exeter, 5-bedroom, massive driveway, 4 acres. It was huge. It was lovely. But it was just like, it's just too much. Even though 4-hour drive, it's just, you just won't make it. Not often enough. And with the baby being young, and obviously grandparents just didn't want to be too far away.
I've just realised that looks like a big cock and balls right behind my head there, doesn't it?
That's what I thought it was.
No, it's not. It's a light bulb. I think the missus must have done that on purpose. It's an arse bars. A light bulb on the top of it. And I just clocked it over my shoulder there. I'm surprised Dino wasn't all over that.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't come back on.
I'll paint it
anyone
blue.
Else want to? What you say?
I'll paint it blue.
Yeah. I don't know how they're getting on. I just seen him giving a lot of hate before in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is funny. Like, I thought he might have come back on. Yeah. But I wrote a couple of notes here, and I've got one painting me tank. No, it wasn't. It wasn't painting me tank. It's planting me tank. So I have done this over the weekend. I was in the shop Saturday, Sunday, and I tried to aquascape. So I've never done it before, but I was in the shop all weekend. And it just like bores me. So I tried to aquascape the tank. I'd never done it before, and that didn't really like turn out to be a success. To be honest, just looked like a lot of soil at the bottom. The plants that I bought were lost by the time it was all done. So yeah, it was. I spent 2 days aquascaping this tank, and it just looks like a pile of mud at the bottom with a couple of rocks, to be honest. But hopefully the plants will grow in, and it'll start to look like a terrarium. That's what I really want.
Yeah, you see some of them and they're stunning. I mean, there was a comment up there. Seska said she's got an 8-foot tropical tank.
Have you not seen Seska's channel with the tank in the living room?
I have seen bits of it, but I haven't seen the tank in the living room. No, I've seen all the tanks and bits and bobs on the shorts and what have you. But I've not seen the 8-foot tank.
I think they said they had to get it specially made inside the house because
wow,
they couldn't get it in.
See, I'll have to blog it out. My brother's, he does all the tropical and stuff like that, and he's a bit more arty-farty than me, and he can do it. You know, I like the look of it, and I'd like to think I could do it, but it just looked like a sack of shite if I did it. You know, it's
like mine just looked like I've poured a bag of soil on the bottom, stuck some rocks and wood on top, and then these little tiny farty plants that have done nothing. Just haven't done anything for it, so it looks a mess, to be honest. But I'm hoping that it just all starts to kick in and the plants take over, but I might need to buy a lot more plants.
Yeah, they look better. More, I don't think you can have too many plants in them. No. I think that's the problem. If you go too sparse, you look crap.
Well, I went to the shop and the plants were like tiny, little minuscule plants, and they were like £4 and a £5. So I bought a couple of bits. Yeah. Obviously, should have known, but then I was thinking, how much do people spend on these? Do they just grow in over time, or do people spend a fortune building them? Because
I guess it's like anything, you know? You can buy bigger plants for your garden, so it looks great right from the off, or
you can suffer it and wait for them to grow.
Yeah.
But I'd seen it. Oh yeah, how's the late training going? So it isn't. I'm at a bit of a loss, to be honest. Well, not really at a loss. There's a couple of solutions, couple of problems that we've like coming up against. So there's 2 gullies either side of the field. The field being 9 acres, so that's about 5 football pitches, give or take. So it's a decent size. There's a gully either side, so we're going to have to pump water into one or the other. The one closest to us seems to fill up with rainwater and doesn't drain down as fast as the one furthest away. So we're on if we pump to the furthest one, we're going to have to use some heavy-duty pumps, because it's going to have to run a probably 200-300 foot before it hits the gully. So out of the lake, over the bank, and then a couple of 100 foot, or I'll say 100 meters for argument's sake, into the gully. So the other thought was we had them ponds dug next to it. They just looked like 7 war graves. It was horrendous, to be honest. The fella made a bit of a mess of the state. It literally just looked like someone had dug 7 graves. But we can pump into them and then pump out of them, which is, if we connect a pipe through all of them, it'll just go one to another. So that's an option. That's possibly how we're going to pump it down. There's a drain pipe as well, leads out. But I think whoever built it, they didn't really give the drainage a lot of thought. There's no real water in and there's no real water out. So we're just having to deal with that now. But we'll get it done. Regardless, we will get it done. Are you coming over for the harvest ball?
Definitely, mate. Yeah. Just let me know when it is.
It'll be sometime between March and April, depending on weather and getting all bodies together, because it's going to probably take 10 people. This is me sort of thinking on it. Probably 4 people around the lake dragging the net, 2 in, 2 out. Probably 3 or 4 sorting through the fish. Bear in mind, them nets are going to be having, a lot of back and forth, getting the sock nets from in the water out to the paddling pool. So that's going to take a lot of manpower, and then actually sorting the fish into categories or sizes or whatever, and then bagging them up and shipping them off. So I'm thinking 4 in the water, 4 out the water, 1 on the barbecue, 1 doing whatever needs doing. And I think 10 people will be able to smash it in hopefully a day. Try and drag it 2 or 3 times. But it should be good. It'll be an experience. I don't think a lot of people are going to have dragged a UK mud pond or a mud pond. No,
it'll be, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be good. Be interesting to see what comes out. I mean, you put a lot in. So
we put about 22,000 in. I'm hoping and praying.
If we're going to be there for 10 hours chasing 20 fish around, that might be interesting.
Yeah, so when I get down to sort this pump out, my intention is try and go on a decent day in the next week or 2, try and get a bit of wheat germ in and see what we're getting up. Because a few weeks ago, when we had a nice spell in between the cold, we got up to like 12 degrees in the water for about a week. They were coming up then, and they were coming up in hundreds at a time, but which was nice to see. But then we had cold snaps again after that. So I think until
it's deep as hell at the moment, isn't it?
It's we're guesstimating around 11 foot in the deepest part, which is terrifyingly deep. But as I said, like it's not it was never built to be drained in the way we're trying to drain and stuff like that. So, and I also did never expect. We were worried that we would only had 3 foot of water in the middle of summer. We had no idea we were going to be facing 11 foot in the middle of winter.
Crazy.
So it's a bit of.
Will you do it again, or is it too early to decide? Are you going to see what comes out?
So the deal with the landlord is, if it's a success, we stay. If it's not, we shake hands and walk away. And it's literally down to that.
Okay.
He's not that interested in the lake, but obviously that didn't mean he wanted to give it away for free. So he's put a premium on the price. But it's on. There's a lot of just gentlemen's agreements and stuff that if it doesn't work, we shake hands. You know, no one's going to start fighting over leases and stuff like that. We can move on, which was good of him, because you know it was a risk on my part. I put a lot of money into it, but then he risked as well, thinking that this could be a flop. So we'll see.
Be a good day. Be a good day.
Yeah, so we got the containers down there. One's a cafe and stuff like that, so we can set up. Hopefully we'll have some nice weather, get a barbecue, get a bit of music on, get the lake dragged, have a laugh, and it should be a good one. There'll be probably a couple of YouTubers there as well, and we'll try and make it a bit of a thing if we can.
Be good. Right, I'm getting my orders, mate. I'm going to have to scoot because my tea's ready.
No worries, so, I appreciate you coming on, mate.
Thanks very much for inviting me, pal.
No worries, thanks for coming on.
Watch in the background. See you in a bit.
So guys, Cashy's out. So the harvest is like all of a sudden become like the big thing on my mind. And every time I start to think about it, like Cashy just brought it up then, or Paul Bear brought it up then, it starts to spiral, this sort of thing of like, if this has all gone well, and if we've got some decent sized fish, I'm not saying decent size, I'm not talking like, 30 cm, but I'm talking at least 6 inches and hopefully a little bit bigger, ideally. Some of them were 3, 4, 5 inches when they went in, so we should have some decent growth on quite a few. Then I've got to try and find somewhere to put 20,000 fish. So that's where it comes back to me getting this house, getting the ponds built, getting the pet shop license, doing everything that needs to be done in quite a short space of time to get the fish quarantined, sort through them, sort the varieties, sort the sizes, and just figure out what that step looks like. And I'm just sort of one of them people who go, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but that bridge is getting really close now, so I'm starting to cross that bridge. Just having a little look through the comments, see what's going on, see what I've missed. Anyone else fancy coming on? Don't know if Dino's still around, if he's fancy coming back on, mate. So, so this morning I had a little bit of a fire in the garden, and the fire, was only a few boxes, and the fire blew over, caught onto a bit of wood, caught onto the shed. Got a little bit out of control, I'm totally honest. So the flames ended up probably 12, 15 foot up. Quite a bit of them. Took me a bit of time to get the fire out. Luckily, I'd set up a grow-on vat in the corner, and it had 1,100 litres of water in it. So when the fire started to take hold, I managed to just literally run out the house, grab the bucket, started throwing water. But every time I put the fire out, it kept like lighting from underneath. It was like, obviously it was hot. This is literally 2 or 3 minutes. This thing just took hold, and it got bad. Like, so there will be a video dropping on that at some point, because in between putting out the fire, I was recording content in it. Do you know what I mean? But and obviously it doesn't mean I've done it on purpose. Jesus, I panicked. Plastic went on fire. It's a black smoke everywhere. Couldn't breathe. We were walking around the Omen Bargain today, me and Becky, and I kept going like, I'm really like burning in my nose. So yeah, that wasn't to be advised. Gutted that it happened, to be honest, because I was like, oof, that was close. Got a bit scary, but managed to get the fire out. None of the fish were harmed. Luckily, I'd set that vat up, which meant I had 1,100 litres on hand, I wasn't running around trying to get hose pipes. I just managed to start bucketing water at it non-stop. And yeah, I ended up burning the rest of the wood that got damaged. So yeah, next one. Mr. Webb.
Can you even see me? Hang on. That's better. You can see me now. Good evening,
How
sir.
are you, mate? How are you?
I'm not best pleased. You already know why I spoke to you earlier about my gas and electric bastard people.
Yep. I had the pleasure of having a one-on-one talk with Gary about gas and electricity.
Oh, God, if you guys out there are thinking about swapping over from your current energy supplier to British Gas, don't frigging well bother. They come round canvassing a couple of weeks ago looking for new business, new customers, and I thought, okay, you can save me a few quid, not that I worry about what it costs. They took over my gas and electric on Friday, 3 days ago. Over the weekend, they've sodded about with my meter, God knows how much, and managed to wipe off nearly £100 in gas and electric credit and in denial knowledge of it. So I've now got less than £5 emergency credit on both gas and electric to last till fucking Friday.
So Gary's in a good mood anyway, ladies and gentlemen. It's not Gary's normally in a good mood, obviously, as you all know that.
I did just see Jack's comment. Yes, I have. I do actually really have a jumper that's got its own fucking elbows.
That bloody chair.
Well, what about this chair? It's quite a groove. It cost me enough, fucking 150 quid. So what the hell was you up to with setting you off your garden alight?
Well, it didn't intend to. I was only trying to burn a couple of cardboard boxes, but it got a little bit out of hand. But yeah.
That's not the way. Did anyone not tell you that's not the way to heat a pond?
I was lucky that got on tank because that's plastic. I was lucky that didn't melt, to be honest, because that got a bit close, and I'm made up there was no fish in there because the fish that would have ended up being a disaster. But there's no fish in there. Luckily, I'm just cycling the tank.
Yeah, same old mindset. How the hell can you improve on this? You can't get much better.
Yeah, if Gary's not ranting, something's not right.
Yeah. If what? Who says that?
Switch the light back off.
Switch the light back up. Next guest, please, says Koyagi. We can always get Kaz to come on.
Jack, lights off.
Oh,
send us smoke signals to Jackie. I sent him a video. Look what I've just done. I still feel a bit like groggy now. Like it proper took the
oh yeah,
it proper took it out of me. To be honest, it was like I'm laughing about it, but it took me a good half an hour to like proper get them flames out because it kept just like relighting. It was there was all insulation, there was all Kingspan offcuts in there in this little shed. And I thought that stuff wasn't meant to be flammable, but it was.
Yeah, I thought Kingspan was meant to be fire resistant.
Well, anyone who wants to tell me that it is, come and have a look at the state of these bin bags full of burnt Kingspan that's just kept going on fire.
So how long will it take you to rebuild your shed?
Oh, I'm just going to chop that down. It's only a metal shed. I'm just going to grind it up this week and give it to the scrap man. Just get it gone.
Be room for another pond there if you pull that down.
I'm not that bothered about the shed. I've been threatening to take it down for ages because it was a bit worse for wear anyway. So just give me an excuse to take it down.
So instead of taking it down, you thought you burn it down.
Yeah, pretty much. But I was just glad that none of the neighbours seen because I heard the fire truck with literally as it was going on. I thought, oh my god, the neighbours are called the fire. He's on me.
Oh, GV ain't gonna let that one go, is he? Can we start a petition so that Gary has to go back to Pond and Garden? Not gonna happen, GV. Pond and Garden is gone. Won't happen. Jack says fire resistant being the optimum word.
Yeah, there's no more Pond and Garden. He's made this very clear.
No, not gonna happen. It does still exist. It does exist in Facebook terms.
What?
Pond and Garden, the Facebook group's still there, so.
Yeah, I don't know. If people are just like to wind you up, Gary. So this morning, obviously all that's happened in the garden. I come into Becky and just said, "You've got no idea what's just gone on in the last 5 minutes, have you?" And this was the first time I put the fire out before it relit itself. And she was just in the shower. She's like, "No, what's up?" I said, "I've just burnt half the garden down." I said, "While doing that, I was making an omelette. So I ran out and left the omelette on the gas while I ran out to the shed to put out the fire. Come back in, the omelette was burnt to a crisp, so that was probably on the verge of going on fire." And yeah,
it's a wonder that lovely lady of yours don't beat you senseless some days.
I think she just give up. To be honest, I think she just accepts what it is now.
Oh, flipping heck. Becky beat him.
So what's going on with your pond related stuff this year, Gary?
Well, very little at the moment. The fish are doing okay. They're still feeding. The Easy Pod was last cleaned 2 weeks ago. That's really not it. I actually looked in the Easy Pod today, and there's probably not even a mug full of waste in the bottom. So, what with my gas and electric situation, until that gets bloody sorted out, I didn't touch it.
Yeah, Jack said that was my mate Mikey. He's good. He doesn't stop. He's just terrorised. We're walking around home and back, and he's just trying to like jump on some woman and stuff when he's in my arms. He's just he's just active, just always up to something. Yeah, a lot of tantrums. He decides like if he's not getting his own way, to scream in your face is a good way to get his own way. And to a degree, it probably is, because it does work. I hate it.
GV says he's going to try winding me up. The mood I'm in with my gas, my energy supplies, that wouldn't take very much at the moment, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've got a Pond and Garden t-shirt that no longer fits me. I'll send that up to him.
I just got what you meant. I didn't know what you meant. But so see who else is in the comments, see what else is going on. I can't wait for this season to start, because honestly, like, I put a lot of time into making me videos and going around doing content, but it's difficult when I'm ringing shops and going, "Hey, can I come down?" They're going, "Yeah, but we've got no koi. You better come back in April. You better come back." Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, I know, but like trying to do these videos to a decent level, so I'm just not going to the same place all the time. It's hard when a lot of them haven't got fishing stock.
One bit of good news pond related. My Sankey that I had that came down with quite a nasty ulcer back in September. I've been along and checked up on him today, and his ulcer has now completely and fully healed. So as soon as the pond temperatures come above 13, 15 degrees, there's no reason now why he can't come home. So he should be back with us pretty soon.
Nice. So you were meant to get that one last year, if I remember right, but then the weather changed and then you couldn't bring it because it was heated. Was that right?
Yeah. It was in my pond when it developed the ulcer. So friends of mine put it into their hospital tank for me, and he's been there since September. So, yeah, now it's fully healed. As soon as the temperatures come up, I'll say at least 13, 15 degrees, it can come home.
Sound. Well, hopefully that shouldn't be too far off, because my pond has hit 10 twice this week, dropping back to around the 7 mark, but it has got to 10. What I am thinking of doing is trying to hold temp at 12. When we start hitting around 12 and sort of sticking it, I'm thinking about trying to hold the temp around 12 and maybe slowly bring that up just through the spring period, so there's no flux in weather. They might be going up a degree or two up and down, but not where they're dropping 4, 5, 6 degrees in a day.
Yeah, mine at the moment is, at last look, is sitting at 6.8. The highest I've seen it come up so far is 7.6. But with the way these temperatures at the moment are just up and down, the poor buggers in the pond don't know what the bloody hell they're doing.
Cheeky koi, banana.
Banana. I'll have a banana if they got one for spare. Your content is banging at the moment.
Yeah, it's he was just saying about going to different places and getting the different videos and stuff like that. And as I said, I have said a couple of times, my intention this year is to try and visit every koi dealer in the UK. How I'm going to do that and when I'm going to do that, I don't know, but I have got sort of hopes that I'm just going to be able to dedicate a certain amount of time to just driving mainly down towards south. A lot of it's in the Midlands, though. There's a surprise of me how much koi related stuff there is in the Midlands. Is that because they got no sea? Like they've got no ocean, no sea, so they just got ponds instead.
The guys on the chat earlier on saying that they don't understand you, Dino, and Cassie on your WhatsApp group. Is that a secret language you all talk and no other buggers allowed to learn? Because I sit on there some days thinking, what the fuck are this lot talking about?
Yeah, it's not what it is. It's slang and then shortened down slang on top of that, which just makes it nearly impossible. My mate will message me and I won't have a clue what he's talking about, and I'll ring him and he goes, "You're on it." Like I still, and I've lived here my whole life and I don't understand certain stuff that gets said.
But yeah, you are certainly getting about some places lately.
I'm really enjoying it, I'm loving meeting people because every place I've been to up to now, the people have been dead nice, willing to talk to me, willing to let me have the camera in the shop. One of them asked last week, he was like, what type of video are you making? And I just said, look, it's all positive. I said, I wouldn't come there to assassinate your business. And he was like, yeah, come. I've been invited to another one. I'm not going to mention it because I don't want someone to go and rob me content, but I've been invited to another one in April when they get restocked, and they've said, come behind the scenes. We've got our own farm, come to the farm and stuff like that. So again, it'll be great. So yeah, I mean, I'm speaking to quite a lot of places now.
Just to answer Koyagi there. I did do my don't me thing with the British Gas, and yeah, it did work. So I told them where to fucking get off, and I'm just waiting for EDF to take over now on Friday.
What does Ed mean? What do you mean? What does Ed mean?
Means go ahead, go on.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, like go ahead, go on. Like carry on speaking. I will take that. I'll take that on board, mate. To be honest, I also need to slow down when I turn the camera on and start to speak. I need to give it a good 3 to 5 seconds before I get into it. I've noticed that at certain times you can't always hear the beginning of what I say. So I am learning. I am picking stuff up, and I am going to change as it goes along.
Another thing that it's taken me a little while to get used to it, but one thing that might be benefit to you, Danny, is a powered gimbal.
Yeah, to be honest, I am really anti technology. I'm not very good at it, and I've got one of them things where if I don't instantly get an understanding of something, I sort of like run away from it. It's just a weird habit, things to do like dyslexia and stuff. But anyway, I'm getting better. Even this, like the microphone and the mouse and the little bits that I'm buying towards making this a bit better. I'm going to get a better laptop and camera as well. But yeah, I am slowly starting to pick up, and I've been messing around with editing tools a little bit more. And that's something I really want to get into as well. The editing, I really want to learn how to edit properly. So I might do an online course or something.
I know the gimbal I've got. I can't remember I can't pronounce the make of it, let alone remember what it's called. But it's a gimbal called the Smooth 4, and it is so piss easy to use.
The thing is, my phone is the Google Pixel 6. And up to now, I bought 2 microphones that work on phones. They don't work on this. So I don't know if Google have just like got their own sort of thing going on. But these 2 mics that I bought that are both meant to connect to phones, neither of them work on the Google Pixel.
Yeah, I've been looking at buying a wireless microphone, wireless microphone going to my phone for when I'm out doing the videos with my phone. But it's finding one that would not just fit into the phone, but where the phone will fit into the gimbal as well.
I've like the one I bought fits on the back of my phone. It's just even when it connects, it doesn't work. So I bought the connector block, and it still didn't work. Right. So that was like a £35 one or something like that. And then I bought another one, it was all 70 quid, which was a freestanding one, like an actual mic. Again, meant to work. It again didn't work. So I don't know what it is.
Twisted there saying, yeah, Danny, fuck technology. That's only because he's an old toothless fossil that don't understand technology and how to work it. You want to see him try doing underwater video, you have to get Caroline to teach him how to do it. I'll tell you what, he may be a couple of months younger than me, but he is like a prehistoric dinosaur when it comes to mobile technology.
To be honest, I'm 30, full 30 next month, and I am as well.
God, you are making me feel old.
I feel old.
I'm 50 this year.
Nice. Appreciate that, mate. So you're doing wicked, Danny. Keep plodding along, mate. You're doing better than most. Nice to know. And you know what? It's one of the things. Whenever I do something, I do try and put me all into it, and I do try and run it. I don't see the point in being half-assed. So if I'm going to do it, I'll do it. And since I've been in the koi thing, which bear in mind, I only started koi, I think it was about April last year. So I'm literally not even a year into it. And the time I give it, it's just completely took over my life, to be honest. I speak to people every day about koi. I watch videos about koi. I read stuff about koi. I've got the Chat GPT app, and literally just ask those random questions about koi all the time. Sometimes it doesn't always get it right, but sometimes it has some good knowledge.
And when it comes to doing the YouTube video side of it, decide, think about what you want to film, how you want to film it. That's the easy part. It's the time it takes to put all that footage together into the video that actually takes the time. And with the live shows, it's not, getting people to come on and be a live guest like I'm with you and like people have with us in the past. That's the easy part. The hardest part is always thinking up of new different sort of subjects to talk about every week.
Yeah, and sometimes like some of the subjects that I have spoke about, they don't run the course when in the conversation can burn out, and other stuff that I didn't really intend to speak about can go on for a while. So it is hard to script stuff.
My live shows used to go some nights, and you have a subject you want to talk about, and then by the time you've got Eden Koi, Twisted Koi, DT Koi, and others on, it just all idea of subjects and topics goes out the window. You just waffle any old shit.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna start to wrap it up, Gary. So appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna knock it off, and then I'm gonna wrap it up in a minute. So it hasn't really been a lot going on tonight, guys. To be honest, I'll be honest with you, I've had a lot going on myself this week, and that shed this morning blew me away. To be honest, so that's really took over my day, and we've just got a lot of stuff going on with our business and all the new stuff that's happening, and the new house and loads of other stuff happening. So, but I just wanted to mention this. So, Reef Oasis Koi Farm, obviously. You all know Jack. Most of you have come to me from Jack, which I massively appreciate. He is opening. I think it's April. He's decided to open now, and I know there's a lot going on down there. The farm sometimes can look a bit of a mess, and there's a lot needs doing. But you see, like a weekend like what they've had this weekend, and they've absolutely smashed it. Polytunnels up, ponds built, fiberglassing started, blocking's been getting done. There's just so much going on down there. I got to see, I called up this week. I literally nipped in. Only there 10-15 minutes, but yeah, like the amount of work that's going on. I think it's going to be brilliant, to be honest. Sorry, I always eat my tea and then do these things, so I end up burping. Yeah, I think it's going to be brilliant. I think what they're doing down there is amazing. Loads of stuff happening. I know anyone who wants to get involved, he's more than happy to have down there for work and weekends and stuff like that. So get in touch with them, go down, do a little bit. How I see it is you can then say, I helped build this place. I think that's a great thing to do. I think for years to come, 10, 15, 20 years later down the line, you can go, I helped put that polytunnel up. I helped lay the concrete, whatever it may be. And I like the idea of that. So maybe you will go and have a go. A few hours work. Koi ain't the only things going into them tunnels. So anyway, guys, yeah, we've only been on just over an hour, but as I said, I've had a bit of a hectic week, and I appreciate everyone coming on. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It's massively helps me. It's going to help grow this channel. It's going to mean giveaways keep coming. It's going to mean giveaways get bigger. Loads of content coming. new places getting visited all the time. And as I say, the only thing I ask from you is to hit that subscribe button, like the videos, and watch the videos, and that's all I ask from you. And I'll keep the giveaways coming, I'll keep the content coming, and I've got so much coming this year. The lake harvest, the new house, the ponds, 20,000 koi, whatever else. I don't know what else is going to come this year. It's well, last year till now, loads and loads has happened. Loads and loads more stuff's going to happen. Mentioned Liverpool Koi group before on Facebook. They used to have over 50 members. They're down to, I think it's around 15 members now. Great group of people visiting ponds around Liverpool Merseyside area. If you're in that area or you want to bother to come and visit, join the group on Facebook, and I'll be going to a lot of them ponds this year. I'll be vlogging them. I'll meet you all day, and yeah. So anyway, guys, I appreciate everyone coming on, and I'll catch you all this week with my new video.